the Gadarene Demoniac. He was controlled by Legion. Until Jesus arrived. The miracle of deliverance. Before we begin learning more about the miracles of Jesus, leave a comment with the city you're listening from and what time it is there. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every day we share new teachings for you. In the ancient region of the Gerasenes, a man possessed by a legion of demons awaits his fate. Time is running out. The man living among the tombs, his body a battleground for the evil spirits that control him. What will happen when Jesus arrives? As Jesus steps onto the shore, the possessed man, chained and isolated, senses the divine presence. The demons within him cry out, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, do not torment me." The man's eyes, once wild and untamed, now hold a glimmer of hope. The air is thick with tension as the forces of darkness clash with the power of the divine. The stage is set for a battle that will change the course of this man's life forever. The man thrashes, chains rattling like a madman's symphony. His screams echo through the tombs, a chilling testament to his torment. He's a prisoner, not of iron, but of the legion of demons that possess him. His body convulses, a puppet to their dark will. He's a danger to himself, to others. A life of isolation, of violence. How will this man be freed from his torment? The answer lies with Jesus, who stands before him, a beacon of hope in the darkness. The demons within him recoil, their power waning in the face of the divine. The man's eyes, once wild, now hold a glimmer of hope. But the battle is far from over. The demons, desperate to maintain their hold, plead with Jesus, their voices a chorus of desperation. The air is thick with tension as the forces of darkness clash with the power of the divine. The stage is set for a battle that will change the course of this man's life forever. But will Jesus be able to free him from the demon's grip? And what will become of the man once he is freed? The answers lie in the miracle that is about to unfold. The man's body convulses, a silent scream etched on his face as the demons within him fight for survival. Their whispers turn to shrieks, a cacophony of rage and fear echoing through the air. Jesus stands firm, his gaze unwavering, a beacon of calm amidst the storm. The demon's hold on the man begins to slip, their power draining like sand through an hourglass. The man's eyes, now filled with a mix of terror and anticipation, lock onto Jesus, a silent plea for deliverance. The atmosphere is electric, the very air charged with the impending clash of light and darkness. The man's fate hangs in the balance, his future uncertain. But one thing is clear. A transformation is about to occur, a metamorphosis that will leave no one untouched. The stage is set, the players in place, and the battle for this man's soul is about to reach its climax. The boat cuts through the waves, Jesus at the helm, disciples huddled close. The shore looms ahead, a stark silhouette against the stormy sky. The man, now free from the demon's grip, stumbles towards the water's edge. Jesus' eyes meet his, a promise of salvation in their depths. The disciples exchange nervous glances, their breaths visible in the cold air. What will happen when Jesus steps out of the boat? The answer is about to unfold, a spectacle of divine power and human redemption. The man's eyes widen, a mix of fear and hope. He takes a step back, then another, his gaze locked on Jesus. The disciples hold their breath, the world seeming to pause. Jesus steps out of the boat, the water rippling around his feet. The man's body tenses, his fists clenched. What will he do? Will he attack, or will he fall at Jesus' feet? The tension is palpable, the air thick with anticipation. The man's eyes flicker, a battle raging within him. Then, suddenly, he drops to his knees, his body racked with sobs. The disciples exhale, a collective sigh of relief. Jesus approaches, his voice steady, commanding. "What is your name?" The man looks up, his eyes filled with tears. "Legion," he says, his voice a guttural growl. The disciples shiver, the name echoing in their minds. Legion, the name of a Roman army, a symbol of power and strength. What does it mean that the man calls himself by this name? The answer is about to be revealed, a testament to the power of Jesus' love and the depth of human suffering. Jesus' gaze is unwavering, his presence a beacon of calm amidst the storm. "Come out of him, you unclean spirit," he commands, his voice resonating with authority. The man convulses, his body contorting as if in a fierce struggle. The disciples watch, their hearts pounding as the man's eyes roll back, his breath coming in ragged gasps. Suddenly he cries out, a chilling sound that sends shivers down their spines. "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, do not torment me." The man's voice is no longer his own, but a chorus of many, a legion of tormented souls. Jesus stands firm, his expression one of compassion mixed with resolve. "What is your name?" he asks again, his voice steady. The man's body shakes violently, and he screams, "Legion is my name, for we are many." The disciples exchange terrified glances, the weight of the man's torment pressing down on them. But Jesus, undeterred, continues to engage with the unseen forces, his love and power a shield against the darkness. Jesus' eyes narrow, a spark of understanding ignites within them. "Legion," he repeats, his voice a calm contrast to the chaos around him. The man's body convulses, and the demons within him cry out, "We know who you are, Jesus of Nazareth. You are the Holy One of God." The disciples gasp, their eyes wide with fear and awe. Jesus remains steadfast, his love and power radiating from him like a beacon in the darkness. "What do you want with us, Son of God?" the demons plead, their voices trembling. "Have you come to torment us before the appointed time?" The tension is palpable, the air thick with the weight of the unseen battle. But Jesus, unyielding, stands his ground, his presence a testament to his divine authority. The demons, desperate, continue their plea, their voices a cacophony of fear and desperation. "Send us into the pigs," they beg, pointing to a herd grazing nearby. "Let us enter them, rather than be sent into the abyss." The disciples watch in horror, the reality of the situation sinking in. But Jesus, his heart filled with compassion, knows that this is not the end, but the beginning of a miracle. The demons, now in a frenzy, begin to convulse within the man, their struggle visible in his twitching limbs and contorted face. Jesus, his voice steady and commanding, speaks to the spirits. "Come out of the man, you impure spirits." The demons, recognizing the power in Jesus' voice, know that their time is up. They cry out in agony, "What do you want with us, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? In God's name, do not torture us." The man, now a vessel of their torment, thrashes on the ground, his body racked with pain. But Jesus, his resolve unshaken, continues to command the spirits to leave. The demons, with a final, desperate scream, flee from the man, leaving him collapsed on the ground, free from their grasp. The disciples, witnessing the power of Jesus, are left in awe, their faith strengthened by the miracle they have just seen. The demons, in their final act of defiance, reveal their name. "Legion!" they cry out, a term that echoes through the air, heavy with meaning. But why do they call themselves Legion? The answer lies in the ancient Roman army, a force of immense power and organization. A legion in Roman times consisted of thousands of soldiers, a formidable number that struck fear into the hearts of enemies. The demons, in naming themselves Legion, are not just referring to their number, but also to their collective strength and unity. They are a force to be reckoned with, a horde of evil spirits bound together in their mission to torment and control. But even a legion of demons is no match for the power of Jesus. They are a legion, a term that echoes through history, a symbol of might and terror. But in the face of divine power, their name becomes a mere whisper, a shadow of what it once was. For even the mightiest of armies, even a legion of demons, must bow before the name of Jesus. It is a name that commands respect, a name that brings hope to the hopeless, and a name that strikes fear into the hearts of the evil spirits. In the end, the name Legion is not a sign of their power, but a testament to their defeat. For even a legion of demons is no match for the power of Jesus. The demons, their voices a cacophony of desperation, make a plea. They beg Jesus, "Send us into the pigs, let us enter them." It is a strange request, a desperate one. What will Jesus do? Will he grant their wish, or will he have another plan? The tension is palpable, the outcome uncertain. But one thing is clear: the demons are afraid. They are afraid of the power of Jesus, and they are willing to do anything to escape it, even if it means entering a herd of pigs. The pigs, unaware of the impending danger, continue to graze, their fate hanging in the balance. The demons' request is a testament to their fear, a sign of their desperation. But what will Jesus do? Will he grant their wish, or will he have another plan? The answer is about to be revealed. The crowd watches in anticipation, their breaths held, as Jesus stands before the possessed man, his gaze steady and unyielding. The demons, their voices a cacophony of fear and desperation, plead with him, "Send us into the pigs, let us enter them." Jesus, his expression inscrutable, considers their request. The pigs, sensing the unease, begin to stir, their snouts lifting from the ground, their eyes scanning the surroundings. The tension is thick, the air electric with the impending decision. Jesus, his voice calm and commanding, speaks, "Go." The demons, with a final, chilling scream, obey, their dark forms rushing from the man and into the herd. The pigs, now possessed, begin to panic, their eyes wild, their bodies convulsing. They charge, a frenzied mass of flesh and fear, towards the edge of the cliff. The crowd, horrified, watches as the pigs, their fate sealed, plunge into the abyss, their screams echoing through the valley. The demons, their temporary refuge destroyed, are left to face the power of Jesus once more. The pigs, their bodies contorted by unseen forces, hurtle towards the precipice. The crowd, frozen in shock, can only watch as the possessed animals leap into the void. The cliff, a sheer drop into the sea, offers no mercy. The pigs, their screams silenced by the impact, disappear into the churning waters below. The demons, their refuge destroyed, are left to face the power of Jesus once more. But what will happen to the demons now? Will they find another host, or will Jesus cast them out for good? The crowd, their eyes wide with awe and fear, awaits the answer. The demons, now homeless and desperate, begin to wail, their voices echoing through the valley like a chorus of the damned. The pigs, their bodies broken and lifeless, float in the sea, a grim reminder of the demons' power and Jesus' authority. The crowd, their breath caught in their throats, watches as the demons writhe and twist, their forms shifting and changing as they search for a new host. But Jesus, his eyes filled with a calm, yet powerful resolve, stands firm. He raises his hands, and a wave of divine energy washes over the demons, casting them out, their screams fading into the distance. The crowd, their hearts filled with a mix of fear and reverence, bows down, their voices raised in a chorus of praise and thanksgiving. The demons, their power broken, are no more, and the crowd, their faith renewed, knows that they have witnessed a miracle, a testament to the power of Jesus. The townspeople, their eyes wide with disbelief, stare at the man who was once possessed. He stands there, now calm and collected, his eyes clear and free from the torment that once plagued him. The crowd, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and awe, begins to whisper among themselves. They look at the man, then at Jesus, their minds racing with questions. How could this have happened? What power does this man possess? And what of the pigs? The townspeople's fear and concern about the pigs grow as they see the herd, now wild and uncontrolled, rushing down the steep bank and into the sea. The water churns as the pigs, their bodies heavy and desperate, struggle to stay afloat. The townspeople watch in horror as the pigs, one by one, drown, their bodies sinking beneath the waves. The crowd, their voices hushed, turns to Jesus, their eyes filled with a mix of fear and reverence. They know that they have witnessed something extraordinary, something that defies explanation. But how will they react to this miracle? Will they embrace the power of Jesus, or will they turn away, their hearts filled with fear and doubt? The townspeople, their minds filled with questions, wait, their eyes fixed on Jesus, their hearts pounding with anticipation. As Jesus stands on the shore, his eyes scanning the crowd, the townspeople begin to murmur among themselves. Some cross themselves, their lips moving in silent prayers, while others clutch their children closer, as if seeking protection from the unknown. A few brave souls step forward, their faces etched with a mixture of awe and trepidation, their hands outstretched, reaching for Jesus. They want to touch him, to feel the power that radiates from him, to be a part of this miracle. But others shrink back, their faces pale, their eyes wide with fear. They whisper to each other, their voices low, their words filled with doubt. Who is this man? They ask. What kind of power does he possess? The air is thick with tension, the townspeople torn between their fear and their fascination. The moment hangs in the balance, the future of their faith resting on the edge of their reaction. The crowd parts, revealing the man who was once possessed. He sits calmly, clothed, and in his right mind. The transformation is stark. The townspeople stare, their eyes wide with disbelief. They remember the wild, tormented figure he once was. They whisper among themselves, their voices hushed with wonder. Is this the same man? They ask. What will happen to him now? The man looks up, his eyes clear and peaceful. He's a living testament to the power of Jesus. The crowd watches, their hearts filled with a mix of awe and uncertainty. The future of this man, once controlled by a legion of demons, now lies in the hands of Jesus. What will become of him? The man stands, his movements steady and deliberate. He is no longer a prisoner to the darkness that once consumed him. The townspeople, drawn by curiosity and fear, form a circle around him. They reach out tentatively, as if to touch him, to ensure he is real. He smiles, a genuine smile that lights up his face, a sight they never thought they'd see. The man, once a spectacle of horror, is now a beacon of hope. The crowd begins to disperse, their whispers echoing with a newfound respect and admiration. The man looks towards Jesus, his Savior, and takes his first steps into a new life, free from the chains of his past. The man, now free, turns to Jesus. His eyes, once wild and tormented, now hold a profound gratitude. He takes a step closer, his voice steady and clear. Lord, he says, I want to follow you. I want to learn from you. The crowd falls silent, their breaths held. What will Jesus say? Will he accept this man's offer to follow him, to learn from him? The man's request hangs in the air, a testament to his newfound freedom and desire for a life of purpose. Jesus looks at the man, his gaze filled with compassion and understanding. A soft smile plays on his lips as he responds, "Come with me. Leave your old life behind and walk with me. Together, we will heal, teach, and spread the word of love and hope." The man's face lights up with joy and determination. He knows that this path will not be easy, but he is ready to face whatever challenges come his way, as long as he is by Jesus' side. The crowd watches in awe as the man joins Jesus, their hearts filled with a newfound sense of hope and inspiration. Jesus turns to the man, his voice steady and firm. "Go home," he says. "Return to your family and friends. Tell them what I have done for you. Share your story, your testimony of deliverance. Let the world know that there is hope, even in the darkest of places." The man nods, his eyes shining with newfound purpose. He understands the weight of his mission, the importance of his words. He will be a beacon of light, a testament to the power of faith and redemption. But what will happen next? How will the world react to his story? The journey of the Gadarene Demoniac is far from over. Stay tuned to find out. As the man turns to leave, Jesus' gaze follows him, a mix of pride and concern in his eyes. The crowd, once filled with fear and disbelief, now watches in awe and anticipation. The man's steps are steady, his head held high, a stark contrast to the tormented figure he once was. He walks away from the tombs, away from the chaos, and towards the promise of a new life. But the path ahead is uncertain, and the world is vast. Will he find the courage to share his story? Will others listen, or will they dismiss him as a madman? The sun begins to set, casting long shadows as the man walks into the unknown, carrying with him the hope of a miracle. The man's pace quickens, his resolve unshakable. He turns to face the crowd, his eyes meeting theirs. "I was controlled by Legion," he declares, his voice steady and clear. "But Jesus set me free." The crowd murmurs, their disbelief fading. The man continues, his words pouring out like a river. "He cast out the demons, sent them into the pigs. I am free. I am healed." He raises his hands, showing his clean, unbroken skin. The crowd gasps, their eyes wide with wonder. The man's testimony is powerful, his obedience to Jesus' command unwavering. He turns away from the crowd, his gaze fixed on the horizon. "I must go," he says, his voice filled with determination. "I must tell others what Jesus has done for me." The crowd watches as he walks away, their hearts filled with hope. The man's journey is just beginning, but his story is already changing lives. What will he encounter on his path? Who will he meet? And how will his testimony impact the world? As the man disappears into the distance, the crowd begins to stir, their whispers filling the air like a gentle breeze. Some kneel, their hands clasped in prayer, while others stand, their faces etched with awe and disbelief. The air is thick with anticipation, as if the very atmosphere is holding its breath, waiting for the next miracle to unfold. A woman steps forward, her eyes filled with tears. "If he can heal the leper," she murmurs, "perhaps he can heal my son." She turns to the disciples, her voice filled with hope. "Please, take me to him." The disciples exchange a glance, a silent understanding passing between them. They nod, their faces set with determination. The crowd parts, making way for the woman and her son, their eyes following them as they walk away, their hearts filled with a newfound faith. The man's testimony has sparked a flame that will spread, igniting hope and healing in the hearts of all who hear his story. The journey of faith has just begun, and the world will never be the same. The man's transformation is nothing short of miraculous. He is no longer a prisoner of his own mind, but a free man, clothed and in his right mind. The demons, once a legion, are now silenced, banished to the depths of the sea. The townspeople, who once feared and shunned him, now gaze upon him with awe and wonder. His testimony, a beacon of hope, spreads like wildfire. People flock to hear his story, their hearts filled with a newfound faith. The miracle of deliverance has not only changed the life of one man, but it has ignited a spark of hope in the hearts of all who hear his tale. The significance of this miracle is profound. It is a testament to the power of faith and the transformative power of love. It is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. And it is a call to action, a call to spread the message of love and healing to all who are in need. The man's journey is a testament to the power of faith, and his story will continue to inspire and heal for generations to come. The impact of his testimony is immeasurable, and the world will never be the same. So, what will you do with this story? Will you share it with others? Will you testify about the power of Jesus in your own life? The choice is yours. But remember, every time you share this story, you ignite a spark of hope in someone else's heart. You become a beacon of light in a world that desperately needs it. So, let's spread the message of love and healing. Let's testify about the power of Jesus. Let's make a difference, one story at a time. The world is waiting. Like this video, share it with friends, and let's grow this community of hope together. Subscribe for more inspiring stories, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's testify about the power of Jesus together.